I can recognize the signs of depression or anxiety before I'm depressed or anxious. Mm-hmm. I have decided that my beauty is a responsibility.
First, you said grandmother several times. A whole bunch of folks is clutching their pearls. They're trying to figure out what is this woman talking about.
Of course, I'm a grandmother. Don't I look like it? My name is Akanni Thomas Addison, and I've just had an amazing conversation with Soul Repair 360. Conversations, open the door, speak your truth, let it show. Healing hearts, we want more. Conversations, that's the core.
So today's guest is Akanni Addison. I'm going to read a little bit about you. I know you personally, but I want to make sure I get all the legit stuff on the record. Purpose-driven entrepreneur, community organizer, creative strategist, living in Ghana. This is a treat to have you here in Cleveland. I'm glad we got opportunity to snatch you up and just steal you away for a little bit. You have your own tour company, allowing individuals to see Ghana in an immersive and wonderful way. Yes. Very excited about all of those opportunities. You're going to tell us more about how that came to be, but you also, and this one I'm very excited about, and I want you to talk some more about that. You are also the founder of Love Soul Legacy Fabrics, where you merge storytelling and fashion to honor the legacy of African American resilience through garments inspired by the Underground Railroad and quilt codes. I just want to say that you have always been a phenomenal woman of impact. You walk into the room and the room changes. You open your mouth and people listen. And we are so honored to have you on our podcast today.
Thank you.
When I think of soul repair and soulful healing, I think about the relationship I have with you, but I also think about the impact and how you live your life. And so this is a great opportunity for others to hear, how did you get here? How did you develop into this woman you are now? Because we don't wake up and we are that. It is a journey.
Yes.
It is a journey. And we're going to get into that.
Okay. You probably have seen these on social media. Okay. One's got to go.
We're going to rapid fire them, right?
Rapid fire.
Okay.
So, yeah, hurry up when I get don't overthink it.
All right, gotcha.
Fried chicken, mac and cheese, sweet potatoes, or cornbread?
Fried chicken.
Okay. Earth, Wind, and Fire, Stevie Wonder, Aretha Franklin, or Anita Baker?
Anita Baker can go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So quick.
That absolutely.
Yeah. I like her, but like, come on now.
We're picking.
Come on now.
And she's likely to be inspired by the others.
She probably would say, kick me out.
Okay. Hot Comb Memories.
Okay.
Satin Bonnet Pride, coconut oil, or edge control?
Hot comb memories.
Those can go.
They can go. I don't need
listen,
that.
My ears, my forehead, the back of my neck.
It can go.
The way that I smelled every Sunday morning.
It can go.
Because we all got memory marks anyway. Like,
oh, yes.
Every time you look.
Oh, yes.
It's the smell.
And the feel, too.
Yeah. The smell. You're right. As soon as you walk into somebody's kitchen now, the memory of your own burn, you be like, ooh,
yes, ooh.
where the children?
Isn't that interesting?
Where are the children?
So what are the top 3 things in your emotional emergency kit?
Ooh.
No wrong answers. It could be food, it could be things, it could be places.
First, definitely food. And I don't know which food, because sometimes it's salty and sometimes it's sweet. Depends on the emergency.
It really does.
Then the sea. Like, I love to go to where water is and just kind of like be. Even if that means sitting in the sand. I pray to the sand a lot and stuff like that, and then send it back out into the sea. Here, could you take all of this? Take it with you. Take it with you. So the sea, and then absolutely spending time with my family. If I'm spending time with my husband, my granddaughter, like, the kids are cool too, but those two, they help me, be happier, find my joy again. So I would say those are my emergency get a hug from one of them.
Good ones.
I love it. I love the fact that you said the sea, because that says you've been places. Because most of us be like, by the water. But no, you said the sea.
Yeah.
Because, ma'am, the sea is attainable for you
Yeah,
on a regular
is.
basis, apparently.
It is.
I go to the sea.
I go to the sea.
I'm like, I can find some water.
I mean, I like rivers and waterfalls too, but it's something about the ocean that, like my granddaughter, I told her once that she was feeling afraid of the sea. We were at the water and she was feeling afraid of it because it was rushing in. And I was like, but it does this every day, all day, every night, all night. It goes in, it comes out, it goes in. And so now when I see it, I think of that, like about how life ebb and flows the same way. You know what I mean?
And
now every time she's near the sea, she's like, it's going in and it's going out.
That's right.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Top 3 people you call when life is life.
I definitely call my daughter. And I know that probably sounds a little weird, but she is my bestie. And
It doesn't sound weird at all.
I'm really good at not dumping on her, but like letting her know, hey, mom needs to vent. And then she puts herself in position to just like, okay, go for it, you know. So my daughter, for sure. Danielle. Absolutely.
Who, me?
Absolutely. I know that good, bad, or indifferent, I can call Danielle, and she's going to either celebrate, put on her boxing gloves, or pray with me.
Yes.
Whatever we need to do.
Listen.
Yes, whatever we need to
You
do.
keep bail money,
That's
Vaseline,
That's right.
and a Bible in your bag. You never
All
know
times.
what the person's going to need.
That's a fact.
You got to be ready for it all.
And that's a fact. And then I would say, that's a hard one, the third person, because it's actually, I have a beautiful tribe. I have 2 lifelong friends who have been my friends since I was like 14 years old. And they get me on every level. So they are like one. And if I say one of them and not the other, can you imagine?
I can.
So, yeah.
I was
Dara.
troubled by this question from the beginning. I told her, I said, ooh, you're going to make people choose.
Yes.
We're just going to edit it out.
I have to say Dara and Jean Nicole because the phone calls kind of happen in tandem.
Yeah.
Like,
I used to think Dargie Nicole was one person.
Oh.
When I tell you, when I met her, Dargie Nicole she would say it just like that. It took me a
2
minute
people.
to figure out, oh, those are 2 people.
yes, Dara and Jean Nicole have been my lifelong friends, more than 30-something years now.
Yeah,
We've
that's a
been
blessing.
friends. And so, like, and I get different types of advice from them because they're so vastly different from each other. You know what I mean? So I'm really grateful to have, like, that dual sounding board, and I can't separate that.
You mentioned to me before, we were talking about friendships and how it's possible to have friendships. And while I know their names, I don't know them either. And so how when we build these relationships, it's important for us to understand and allow each relationship to stand on its own.
Yeah.
Because some of the challenge comes when we're trying to make all of our people get along.
That's
And
right.
they don't necessarily have to.
Right.
That's
They
right.
don't.
They
don't
don't.
have to.
Yeah.
I love that.
Top 3 albums that helped you heal.
Okay.
Or songs.
That's actually
Which
pretty
one?
easy. I would say India Arie's I think it's her most recent album. It's called Steady Love, I think.
Oh, yeah.
That album came in later in my healing journey, but it was like affirmation filled. It was like, yes, that's exactly how I'm feeling. It's safe. This is a safe thing, you know? Tony Jones has an album called, what is that album called? Me versus Every Me. That one is also
I like some Tony
key
Jones.
in my healing. And then I listen to a lot of Geminelli. I don't know if that's how you
I've
say
never heard of it. I
Geminelli.
probably know the songs, but don't know the
Yeah, she has a lot of mantra songs, and she has a couple albums, Mantra Loops 1 and 2. I believe that's what they're called. So those songs help me to stay grounded in a lot of ways because I have over my lifetime dealt with depression and anxiety, and having a tune to hum or sing is really helpful. Like, even if I'm not consciously singing it, and sometimes when I'm very consciously singing it, like trying to bring this thing into my life, you know? So those, I would say those. Yeah.
Yeah, music is medicine.
It is. It really is.
It is.
It really is. And dance too. Dance
Yeah.
and movement too.
Do you dance?
So I grew up dancing. However, I don't dance like professionally or in on a group or whatever, but I will. I definitely do. I call it ritual dancing, though it's not related to a religion or anything. I definitely put on whatever I want and get down in the house. Sometimes by myself, sometimes my husband joins me. But most of the time, it's when no one is home and I can sweat and cry and do all of that stuff in my dance.
That
You know what I'm saying?
That's somatic work.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't let what's that song? Birds flying high, you know how I feel. When that song come on, baby, I'm in there acting like I'm a ballerina, modern dancer.
You are. You remember how they had that little quote all the time, dance like nobody's watching?
That's right. It's healing. It's so healing.
Yeah,
You
and it's
know?
biologically aligned. It's beautiful when we can organically discover the design of our bodies and say, "Oh, that works."
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
feels real good
Yeah.
afterwards. Yeah,
You
yeah.
can
I need to take a
discover good
shower,
habits.
but
I love it. I love it. All right, so this is almost kind of connected to that. Top 3 things that feel like home to your soul.
my husband's arms,
Oh,
for sure.
ma'am.
Look, I'm like, I'm picturing him here now, and it's really soothing. I'm like imagining him here grinning, because that's what he would be doing. We've done well, sweetheart. Ghana definitely feels like home, especially being back here again for the second time. I can tell that this isn't really home for me anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not. It's where I'm from. But it's definitely not home. And definitely when I'm with my kids. Like, when I'm with my family, no matter where we are, if it's the airport, the beach, at home, I feel at home with them. You know what I mean? Like, the whole world disappears if we're at a restaurant and it's me and my kids, it's me and my grandkids. I don't care what's going on. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I would say that.
It sounds like you and your children have become friends.
Always have been. And I caught a lot of flack for that when they were younger from, like, elders and even my peers. They really didn't like the fact that I was raising my children as my friends. But I didn't feel like I was my parents' friend growing up. And I think that for me, it was imperative that they knew that I was going to always be their best friend no matter what. Like, no matter what they did, no matter what they don't do, like, I'm going to always be the one that you can tell anything. And yes, I might melt down for 5 seconds, but I'm going to get back up and I'm going to help you. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, we are friends, and I'm really grateful for that. I'm really grateful. I mean, I'm sure they don't tell me everything, and I don't expect them to, but I also raised them that they were each other's best friend. And I got that from this lady over here. She used to tell her children, you guys can't fight. Like, you share the same blood. Like, you're the same person. Like, you can't fight. You're going to need each other,
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I raised them like that. And so even though they don't tell me everything, they do tell each other everything. So they're safe.
Yeah.
That is safe to have someone to talk to.
Yes.
Yeah. Our last one, top 3 signs you're doing better, even if you don't feel like it.
1, I am more in control of my nervous system. I started a conscious nervous system reset last year, and I can feel the difference when other people are really high strung around me, that I don't get sucked into their manicness like I used to. You know what I mean? I used to like hold on to it, carry it, not repel it, I guess you could say. So that's one. The other one is, and I was just talking to my son about this on our way up here, is I can recognize the signs of depression or anxiety before I'm depressed or anxious, which to me is a major thing because it means I can head it off before it comes. I can like, oh, this room is a mess. That's an indication that maybe you need to exercise, or maybe you need to take a nap. Maybe you need to rest, or maybe you need to whatever it is. So to me, that is another way that I know that I'm getting better. I am right now in a very unpredictable time in my life. And I don't know if you guys know anything about Capricorns, but we like to have a plan.
Okay.
We like structure and a plan. Now, mind you, we can do anything in a clutch. We know how to make it happen. But we really like a long-term plan. Like, this is what we're doing this month and for the next 5 years, if we could help it. And so right now, I'm in this space of unpredictability. I'm literally in flow, which is something I've been trying to get into for some years.
It's here.
And now it's here. And I'm like, okay, this is what you asked for. Be patient. To me, that shows my growth, because I would have been spazzing out trying to figure out everything and have all the solutions right now. You know what I mean? And then that would drive me into a depression and into an anxiety. And instead, I'm like, no, we're okay. We're safe. We're going to flow out and flow in. We're safe. Everything's okay.
All right, ma'am. What do you find yourself saying to others that you once needed someone to say to you?
Exercise patience, and you can manifest your life. I say it to every young adult I see, because I want them to remember it. It's just planting a seed. I'm just planting a seed. When they hear it again, they're like, you know what? Somebody told me that, because you can manifest your life.
Would you have received it back when I first met you?
Yeah, I would have. We didn't really talk about me growing up here that much, but I will say I grew up on 93rd and Manor. And my mom had an African dance company, and she taught in schools for years. And so I've always had a soft spot for teaching, because I come from a teacher, and I've seen how teaching can transform a person's perspective in life. And I also have always had a passion for community for the same reasons. My mom was always giving to the community. And so when I became an adult, I started off as AmeriCorps Vista for Burtonville Car Development.
When you were here, when you lived in Cleveland, you were shaping the city. You were very active as an equity worker. You were participating. The last time we were in the car together, we drove past playgrounds that you built in the community, and you've taken that and you're still building a future and a hope, not only for family, but for others. And I think it's just a beautiful story.
Working at Burtonville Car put me in position to really understand the fabric of the socioeconomic situation of my people. You know what I mean? Beyond like the studies and all of that. But like I was a community organizer. So I was like knocking on doors. I was setting up community meetings, discussing all kinds of things. And during that time is when I had the opportunity to work with Kaboom to build a playground, the first playground. And it was transformative for me, but it was because I saw so many people come together on one day to do something so magnificent. But it was so transformative for the community at the time, too, because they didn't have anything like that. But it also let me know that I can make major change. Like, that may not be major for everybody, but it was major for that group of people. You know what I mean? And so when I moved to Ghana, like I said, I saw so many opportunities for making money, but more importantly, I saw so little opportunities for children and youth. I was like, and it's still something that is a passion of mine, that when I become wealthy, anybody want to donate?
I saw the light, your eyes went like when you said it, like it's already
of mine, and I know it's coming.
Incubated.
Yes.
I'm sure folks who are listening or watching are very curious. First, you said grandmother several times. A whole bunch of folks is clutching their pearls. They're trying to figure out what is this woman talking about.
Of course I'm a grandmother. Don't I look like it?
So start with, why Ghana?
My father had been deciding if he wanted to move to Ghana or Tanzania or some other African nation. And he had been to Ghana a few times. My mom had also been in her lifetime to Ghana. And he gifted me a trip. So I was going by myself, but it was a tour group of people I didn't know. Okay. Right? So I went because he paid for the trip, and there was no way I wasn't going to go. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I only had like $250 of spending money. But I was going. Mm-hmm. Like, there was no way, you know? And so that's how I ended up going originally. And I did a 10-day tour of 3 regions of the country. And I fell in love with being amongst my people. I fell in love with the potential of a developing country. Mm-hmm. You know, I saw all the issues, not all, but I saw a lot of the issues on that 10 days, which just made my business mind just start. Mm-hmm. So many things that can be done that can make life easier, make it more enjoyable for my people. And then I really wanted to connect spiritually while I was there. So that's how I ended up going. And it was a life-changing visit. It really was.
How long ago was that?
That was 2018.
Oh, okay. So not too long ago.
No,
okay.
Not too long ago. 2018, in November. Yep.
Let's talk about a time in your life where you were holding something heavy, but you just really couldn't name it yet.
It's when I started therapy. And so before that, I really couldn't name it, though I had all these childhood traumas that I could be like, okay, it could be this, or it could be that, it could be this, it could be that. Yeah, I would say 2010 is when I was able to see what I was carrying and put a name to it. When my son was about 4 months old, I had postpartum depression, really bad. And I ended up in the institution, and they said that I had depression, right? Mm-hmm. So, but after that, I didn't like any of the little therapists and stuff I was going to, so I just stopped, and I stopped taking the medicine and all those things, and it just went on with my life. Mm-hmm. So by the time 2010 came around, I was carrying all these bags. Mm-hmm. I didn't even know what was in them, but I knew they were making me cry all the time, and I was like, my kids hate me. I went to therapy like, my kids don't like me. She was like, what? Why is it? Like, cause she was like, why are you here? You know, therapists ask that kind of question, like, what brings you in, that sort of thing. And I just bursted out crying, like, my kids hate me. I don't know what to do. So that shows I didn't know how to name it. I didn't know what it was. I just assumed it was, you know, the wrong thing.
Yeah, somebody didn't like me.
They don't like me, so they treat me bad. They don't clean up the house. And she was like, sounds like kids. She's like, I don't think that's it, because my kids did that. Yeah, they love me.
And that's part of kind of the inspiration around us starting Soul Repair 360 is because we recognize in our own selves, and especially when we think about just the pervasiveness of internalized racism and how we don't talk about it. I mean, if you were in a graduate course, maybe you talk about it. And we went through our DEI phase in society and people first started having language around it. But it's something that our people have had to carry without a name.
Yes.
I mean, W.E.B. Du Bois started talking about double consciousness way back in the day. But when I think about now, our peers weren't even connecting to what he wrote about. Yes. We just push it down, keep it going.
Keep it moving.
Call it something we think we can recognize.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that naming part of it is key. And being able to just see it, pull it out, examine it, look at it. Like, what do I need to do with this? Right here. Because this is a big old thing that I didn't ask for and can be multi-generational and the whole nine. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely that.
So being able to connect in Ghana, I know just in my mind, just inspires me in terms of thinking about how many dots get connected that you don't even know are on the table.
We are so connected in our mannerisms, in our behaviors. Like, for example, in America, we say psst when we want to get someone's attention. In Ghana, they say psst when you want to get someone's attention. Just small things like that. But also having conversations with some Ghanaians who may not have been educated in school. Most of the schools do not teach about the transatlantic slave trade in the ways that we learned about it, right? So seeing how the systems that have been put in place are intentional about keeping us uneducated about who we are and how we're connected on both sides. Looking at the projects over here and then looking at the way the system is underdeveloped over there, and knowing that the same powers that be control both.
Yeah.
So being there, just seeing all the different dots, like not just the dots of us culturally being alike, of us looking like we seeing people that look familiar all the time, but they're Ghanaian and they don't speak the language I speak. But also on a systematic level, how we are so much alike, how we were. Our story as African Americans began on this soil in America, right? As African Americans, as Black Americans. So our story, quote unquote, started with slavery. Of course, yes, there were Native Americans who were Black and all those other things. I'm not excluding that. But in the history books, this is how we start, right? In the history books, it's like, yeah, the slave ships came, took people away, and they move on with a Ghanaian British history in their history books. Just like in our history books, yeah, we had slaves and we move on to American history. So when you talk to the average Ghanaian and you're like, yeah, I'm the descendants I have Ghanaian in my blood, I have Nigerian, I have Cameroonian, they don't believe you. The automatic answer is how? How many parents do you have? Because you only got a mama and a daddy. And they are either Ghanaian or Cameroonian or, they don't understand when you start telling them, like, no, they bred us and this happened. And they're like, what? Oh my God, what? Like they're in shock because they weren't taught that. Okay. So it's so many, just like over here, everybody asks me, oh, do you see lions all the time? Do they have cars there? Do they eat kind of regular food? Like, what do they eat? Because we have been kept apart intentionally. So it's so many little dots, like living there that I'm like, man, you don't know, you act just like my cousin. Like, So.
When you think about your healing journey, where do you feel like it began?
I would definitely say with therapy. Because I'm very smart and very intuitive. I come from a long line of healers and intuitive women and stuff like that. So I was doing a lot of work on myself, like reading different books and just trying to do whatever I could. But can I shout her out? My therapist, I ain't gonna shout her out. My therapist, she was instrumental in holding the mirror for me. And really helping me to build a toolbox that I could use.
That's good.
To create the life I wanted. And so during the time that I started therapy, I also was getting into metaphysics. And between the two of them, I was able to understand that I created my life and that I am creating it every moment of every day. And I have the tools to do it. And I can make my life whatever I want. And having that realization and being able to like practice small things like, I remember I did an experiment. I was reading a book called E Squared. Okay. And in that book, there's an experiment where you look for an elderly person in a hat. You look for a yellow car, a different color butterfly, like all these different, is a list, right? So she says, okay, so you don't believe that manifestation works. I bet you can manifest all these things within the next couple of days. And so you look at the list and you're like, what? And the next day the manifestations just started coming. Like, I got in the elevator and my coworkers, and she has this huge, ridiculous hat on. And she's an little old lady. And I was like, why do you have this hat on? She was like, oh, I love a good hat. And I was just like, no, I've been working with you for 4 years. I've never seen her wear a hat. You know what I mean? So different things like that taught me how I could really manifest the life I want. I used the tools that Dr. gave me, and I pull them out. None of them have gotten dusty because I have been using them consistently to change my life. And so my life changed for myself before I moved to Ghana. My mental changed, and, you know, I had so many different, even the way I looked at life had already begun to shift, because I wouldn't have been able to make that step had I not understood what faith really is. You know,
You found some tools that work, and you kept using them.
yeah, and I keep using them. Absolutely.
It definitely starts in your mind and in your heart, and the body follows, you know.
Yep.
I heard a minister say one time, you come out head first when you're born, and that's what, the head goes first, and everything else
Will flow after.
everything else follows. That's
It's
true.
So, speaking of manifesting your life and faith, how I came to meet my husband, and even how our life has unfolded over the last almost 7 years, is miraculous. Like, literally, like, you know, I couldn't have imagined it better myself. But it started off with me having a list, and I think most women have one. I had my list for years, like a decade, and it was always changing. You know, oh, I don't think I need that. I do need this though. You know what I mean? Oh, he don't have to be 7 feet. He can be, you know. And before I left to go to Ghana, I was in a very beautiful place in my life where I was single, but I was dating, and I was feeling happy, and I was feeling healthy. But I had in my mind that I'm going to have a life partner. You know what I mean? And so meeting him and us falling in love so quickly, because we met, and within 10 days, he was like, you should marry me. And I was like, you tripping. I'm not doing that. You know what I mean?
This was on your first trip?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm on vacation. I'm coming back to Ghana, but when my son graduates high school, I'm going to come and do something, you know? But when I came back home, and I was hemming and hawing about being with this guy, you know, he's a Muslim, and then Muslims don't date, they marry, you know? And I'm like, you know, I don't know. How I'm going to do this? I never been with a Muslim. Like, it was so many things, right, that I never experienced. I never did. And God asked me one day, why you keep saying no? He keep asking you to marry him, and you keep saying no. And I'm like, well, let me whip out the list, because I bet you he don't. Oh, wait. Well, okay, well, that's true, too. All right. Why am I saying no? And the answer was fear. I was afraid of the unknown. And then God said, so you're going to choose fear, or you're going to choose love? You're going to choose fear, or you're going to choose faith? Now, my middle name, Imani, means faith. So anytime I hear that you don't believe in yourself? Like, what's going on? You don't have no faith. And so I made the decision that I'm always okay. Like, I always turn out all right. And I know how to come back to Cleveland if I need to. And I'm from the land. I know how to fight. Like, I can go here.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I've dealt with some terrible guys right here, and no one came to rescue me. So what am I afraid of again? Stepping out on faith. And so I did. That's how I ended up moving there. I moved there 6 months later. I went and we got married, March of 2019, and then I moved in November 2019. Okay. And my mom moved with me. Nice. And then my daughter moved 2 years later, and she gave birth there. And then my son, he comes back and forth. Sometimes he's there for a year. Sometimes he's here for a year. He comes back and forth. So
Nice.
it's been a blessing to my family in so many ways that I stepped out on faith. And I didn't let fear keep me stuck, you know, because I didn't know like how I was going to make money there. Like I didn't have answers for a lot of things. But my husband assured me that he had me, and I trusted that he had me, but I really trusted that God had me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my faith was like,
that's a huge
like you
step.
manifested this.
And like
you
you
know?
went to Detroit and you're like, I'm coming back home.
Right. But that's the thing about manifestation, because we ask for big stuff sometimes in our in our asking.
And then we're scared of it.
Then we scared. Yeah. Like what? No. And that taught me to really not be afraid of asking for what I want. Because I will get it. And it taught me to be careful for what I ask for.
Well, I definitely saw the shift on you when you moved to Ghana. You know, having walked with you through just one or two relationships.
Thanks, friend.
Just one or two. There is something very different about the love you're in today versus the love I've seen you in before. Because one thing about my friend, she can fall in love. She's real good.
I'm real good at it.
I mean, listen, top
And
notch.
it's good love. I'd be like, I love you real good. I love you down.
But there's something you sound whole these days, as opposed to in the past you sounded like you were searching. You were confident but searching. These days you sound very complete, very whole, very open. Not and it's interesting. You are more open to what you don't know today than you were when I first met you.
I believe that.
And you have far more peace on you and around you.
What was one shift in perspective that helped you start showing up for yourself differently?
So I spent a really long time as a single mom, dating, but single mom, and putting the needs of my children first and everybody else, not just my kids. And then my needs were the very base of desires and things, nothing good. You know what I mean? And so the last, I would say 2.5 years, I have decided that my beauty is a responsibility versus like anything else, if that makes sense.
Like not an option, you mean,
But
a
yeah, it's not an
Yeah.
option. It's a responsibility. So how I take care of my beauty didn't matter to me as much as it, like before it didn't matter to me as much, and I didn't realize it. Like, I was wearing jewelry and I was putting on a little makeup sometimes and getting my hair done, you know, every now and then. But my actual beauty, like the inner beauty, the way I walk, the way I sit, the way I deal with other people, the way, like all those things. Getting my feet done, getting lashes put on, which is something I really didn't care about since like high school, you know. And all of that was really me practicing making it a responsibility, if that makes sense. Because that's how I operate. Like I have to like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Now I'm gonna practice it. Okay, that worked or that didn't work. You know, that's how I think. And so I spent the last 2 years and a lot of money. It's true, a lot of money on my beauty, and not so much that it transformed the way I look so much, but it transformed on the inside how I valued myself. It
I
was
was
like
thinking worthy. What
I'm
she's talking about
definitely
her
worth
worthiness.
spending this. I'm not gonna say it because my husband might see this. Spending this amount of money to get a massage once a month. Yep, I'm going to get my massage.
I love that. I love how you connected a massage to your beauty.
Yes.
Because the hot words these days is self-care, self-care, self-care. And it's become so muted that no one even knows what self you're taking care of. Because between the internet and what the standards are and doing the latest thing. But I love this image of your inner beauty being a mandatory expense.
Exactly. You want to know what I did for my birthday this year? You guys are going to laugh. I spent the whole day at Gut Care, which is a
Listen,
a business
if you
in
know,
Ghana.
you know.
Okay.
I got a
It ain't
colonic.
nothing
I got a
like.
body scrub. I got a deep tissue massage.
Yeah.
I stayed at the place. I did a steam sauna. I did the wet sauna and the dry sauna and the steam. Like I spent the entire day on my birthday.
Nice.
None of it was a beauty treatment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do.
But it was all worth it. It was all showing me.
But it is a beauty treatment.
I mean, it is.
though.
Yeah.
Like
But you know
I'm
what I
loving
mean.
that. It wasn't the standard or the typical.
The typical beauty
Yeah.
But
treatment.
yeah, you are learning. You learned, it seems like, that inside and out, you are worthy.
Absolutely.
Let us know what you're working on and where to find you.
So, Love Soul Legacy. I'm super proud of this. So, y'all forgive the gushing. But
We
back
will not.
in
We welcome it.
Okay.
back in the end of December, beginning of February, a woman named Candace Smith reached out to me to do a tour because I have a tour company, Pride of Ghana Traveling Tours. So she wanted to do a tour for her company, which is called Her Expat Life. All about like a week. The tour was called A Week in Her Life, A Week in My Life, right? So it's bringing people to see what it's like to live in Ghana, how to start a business, how to get your ID, like the real nitty gritty of if you're coming to live here, 7 days with me, and I'm going to show you, like basically. So that was the premise of the tour. And as we're talking about the tour, I mentioned something about being from Cleveland, and this sister lives in Spain, Malaga, Spain, and she's like, I'm from Cleveland. I'm like, what? You know what I mean? So we get into this whole nostalgic conversation about streets and, growing up in schools and things like that. And then we're talking about being African American women who live abroad and just having that connection. And then she says, I've been pregnant with something for a while, but I brought it to a couple of people and nobody seems to see the vision. And so she told me about Love Soul Legacy, which is a brand of clothing and fabric that is the symbols are based on the Underground Railroad quilt codes. So this that I'm wearing now is one of our dresses. It's a long sleeve, floor length dress with pockets and a little cinched waist. And it's, off the cold shoulder. But this is one of our designs called the wagon wheel that I'm wearing now. And it's really an ancestral being obedient to our ancestors doing this project. And they have been extremely helpful in removing barriers and showing us the way because neither of us have done a fashion line, before. So I was able to bring my daughter on as a designer, which is amazing because that's something she's always loved doing. And we decided to come up with fabrics that hold our codes as Black Americans. So, in other cultures like Ghanaian culture, for example, they have kente cloth and Ndinkra symbols. They have Ankara in Nigeria. We know those things belong to them. But as Black Americans, Juneteenth, we're wearing kente. Black History Month, we're wearing, whenever we want to represent our culture, we're wearing their cultures. And we understand and recognize that that is also our culture. But, there's been this huge debate that Black people don't have culture, which I don't know how that myth started. It's so strange.
It started with all the other myths.
It's such a strange myth, though. It's like, seriously, everybody's doing what we do. Of course we have culture. But this was, Love Soul Legacy allows us to wear our history, right? So I'll talk about this symbol. This is the wagon wheel. And the wagon wheel used to be put on quilts or on a piece of fabric and hung out of a window or over a banister or even carved into something, to let people know that today's the day we leave. Like, whether it's the middle of the night that we're supposed to leave or whatever time we've arranged, you see this wagon wheel, that means we're out of here, right? And so what we have done with Love Soul Legacy Fabrics is take those designs and reimagine their meanings for us today. So I'm in transition, as I talked to you guys about earlier, right? So coming here to talk about my transition, I chose to wear wagon wheel because wagon wheel is all about the transit, the moving forward. There's also drunkard's path, which sounds like you're talking about somebody's drinking, but really it's about not taking the straight path. So like back then, if you saw drunkard's path, it's like, okay, if you were on your way to so-and-so's next stop, you can't go straight.
Okay,
you got to take the drunkard's.
zag.
You know what I'm saying? You got to take the drunkard's path because they out here. You know, they looking for you. You know what I'm saying? So now, you know, the drunkard's path, we've reimagined it to mean the road to success is not always a straight path.
Right.
Sometimes you got to bend some corners. You know what I'm saying? To get where you're going. Yeah, seriously. So we're releasing 4 prints. We've released 4 prints, and then we're releasing probably about another 4 to 8 before the end of the year. And then after that, we'll release them by season.
Oh, nice.
Right? And they're all limited edition. So once the print is gone, once the fabric is gone, it's finished.
Wow.
Because there's so many codes. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so we can change the color. We can do all different stuff. But this particular print in this particular color, once this fabric is finished, which I think we probably have about 60 yards left, maybe, of this.
So you got to get on it.
It's done, and we're moving on. So I'm really proud of this project because, and I didn't tell the most. So it's wearable technology, and this particular garment doesn't have it because it was made for me, but I really should have had them put it in there. I didn't think of it. But we have QR codes in all of our garments. And when you scan the code, it takes you to a link tree that tells you which symbol you're wearing, the meaning of it, and the meanings of other symbols. We will have the Black Archives linked there, and anyone we're collaborating with will be linked there, but it'll all be Black history information. Okay. So we're literally wearing Black history. And everyone will be wearing Black history. So it's really exciting, Love Soul Legacy.
Where can people get it?
Oh, you can buy Love Soul Legacy. You can follow us on TikTok. That's at Love Soul Legacy. And then you can also purchase at www.lovesoullegacy.com.
Okay, nice.
Yes.
That's and it's extraordinary. It's very beautiful.
Thank you. You want to touch on it? Feel it? It's very soft.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Usually when you see African fabric, it has that waxy finish on the top. But this feels very soft.
Oh, I should say that. It is made in Ghana. The fabric is made in Ghana. And it's sewn in Ghana. We have a Ghanaian manufacturer. We thought that, first of all, it's important that we remember our roots. So, yes, we are Black American women. Yes, we are both from Cleveland. Our grandparents are from the United States. You know, we get a lot of flack for that. People really don't like that we're saying that we're Black American for some reason. They think we are not. So I want to make it clear we are. But we chose to print in Ghana for the cultural significance, you know what I mean, of tying those loose ends, so to speak.
Yeah, I did want to circle back to your tour company and what if someone wants to experience Ghana themselves? Like, are you guys actively doing tours? How does one reach out and connect?
Absolutely. So I know you guys are probably tired of my stories, but I'm telling another one. So
we brought you for the stories.
The way,
listen, man, be the stories. Otherwise, it's just the three of us sitting here.
That's true. So I just wanted to talk about how our tour company got started because I didn't know anything about tourism. Like I told you, that was my first time out of the country besides like Bahamas. You know what I mean? But my husband had been in the industry for 12 years when we met. Hosting tours, helping tours, just all up in the industry. And so we decided to do 2 weddings. Well, in Ghana, you have more than one wedding. You have one wedding that is at the courthouse. Everybody has to do that. It makes you legal, right? So everybody goes to the courthouse. You have a mass wedding with a whole bunch of people. Then you have your cultural wedding, which is like family and friends. And a lot of Ghanaians do that one, and they don't do the courthouse wedding so that they can have multiple wives or whatever, because it's legal as long as you only have one on paper, right, in Ghana. And then we did what's called a white wedding, which I resent the name. I don't know why it has to be called that. But it's called the white wedding, which is basically the European style, walk down the aisle, say your vows style wedding, which is nothing like what they do. And so for our white wedding, we decided to host a tour because I'm a Capricorn and he's a Taurus, and we both like money and business.
She said, we going to make this.
Getting married, how much is it going to cost?
Let's charge
Let's
the
see
guest
who's going to
list.
pay for it. That's how we think, you know. And so we decided to host a tour so that my family could come, and then we invited strangers. Anybody who wants to come could come. You laughing? It's true.
Because I'm telling you, because I remember. I said, oh, this is a...
Yeah.
I
Everybody
had to
can
message
come.
you directly, ma'am. What happened?
Everybody can come. Anybody want to come? You can come. So,
Tia, wedding?
yes, and you know, it was huge. It was beautiful and all that great stuff. But that was our first tour. And after that, I was like, we need to just make it a real company, you know? And so that's how Pride of Ghana Tours was born. We are really proud of Ghana. And yes, it has its issues for those of you who are haters. But we love those issues because we know they're not permanent. You know, we believe in the youth. We believe in our people, me and him. And so we're really proud of it. So that's how we got the name. And we host, in the beginning, we did a lot of small tours, like 1 or 2 people. And then we started doing families. And then we got more into organizations and businesses. And now we host corporations who are coming for different reasons. We host organizations who are coming for, whether they're coming to connect with other organizations doing the same thing, or they're coming for some kind of community impact work. We host them and help to orchestrate those things. But we also have tours running year round. Like our 7-day tour is a year-round tour. You can book it at any point on our website. And then we also have a Discover Ghana, which is like a 10-day tour that takes you through 3 regions, similar to the first one I went on. And then we have a few people, because we partner with travel agents all the time. We have a few travel agents who are hosting tours in February and March of next year. And let me not forget the Gen Z Dirty December tour. If you are in Gen Z, you have to be under 30 and above 18, preferably 21. But you can come to the Gen Z tour, which is just like concerts, Afrofuture concerts, and boat rides and partying, and all that takes place in December.
Okay.
So it sounds like you're giving folks all the different sides of Ghana.
Yeah, you know, we pride ourselves on being able to curate what it is that people are coming for. If they're not choosing one of our already developed packages, like for example, we have a family coming for their mom's 70th birthday next July. And so the whole thing is everything mom wants to do. You know what I mean? What she wants to see in Ghana, what she wants to do.
That.
You know? So
That sounds like a fun career.
yeah, it has its moments. It's definitely fun to see people come for the first time, or to see people when we sell land too. We have plots by the sea and some on flat land. And so when people, sometimes they buy land from us, but they've never even met us in person, you know, or they've never been there. And when they come for the first time and they see their land and we give them their paper, that feeling for me,
I bet.
Come on,
that
touch
feeling
it,
is,
Nicole.
Okay.
yes,
Come get my
it's such a
paper.
good feeling.
Give us our papers
know?
with our name on them.
Yeah, and people just be like,
I love it.
I love that feeling. So, yeah, Ghana is definitely one of those places that you don't go there to get a job. You go there to create industry or grow industry. You know what I mean? So,
I've definitely encountered more people in the past 5 years who have not only been there, but moved there. I'm like, wow. Thanks for watching Soul Repair 360 Conversations.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It helps us grow and reach more people who need this work.
We're the soul sisters you don't want to have to talk to.
But you're always glad you did.
I just want to be clear, I'm from Cleveland. Okay? I'm from the land. Okay.
Bail money,
That's
Vaseline,
right. That's right.
and a Bible in your bag.